Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another video, and today what we're going to be talking about is, well, something very interesting. It's sort of been confirmed through this new merger between Warner Bros., WarnerMedia specifically, and Discovery that some brand new DC games are definitely becoming a priority for Warner Bros. Discovery, as they are now called. Now, before we jump into this, if that's something that, from what you just heard, excites you, well then scroll down right now and hit that thumbs up button. Share your excitement with me. If you're new here and you want to keep up to date on the latest and greatest in DC games, of course I'm going to be covering the hell out of Gotham Knights, which comes out later this year, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League, which is going to be coming out next spring, and then as well the Wonder Woman game developed by Monolith, which is on its way soon. If all that sounds good to you, then hit the subscribe button and turn on those notifications to be immediately notified when a video goes live. And with all that being said, let's jump into this. Okay, so if you didn't know, if you aren't in the know, as this is something to do more on the film side of things, Discovery has merged with WarnerMedia, and the company is now known as Warner Bros. Discovery, or Warner Bros. Discovery. And with this merger comes new management that's overlooking a lot of the projects being made on the film side of things, but based on what we're going to be talking about in this video, as well on the game side of things, specifically with DC games. I'll read for you an excerpt from this article that was written by Variety. I'll leave a link for it in the description box below. By the way, if you are interested in what's going on with this WarnerMedia merger with Discovery and everything that's going to happen as well with the films, then you should check out this article. But let me read for you guys this excerpt. DC has started to figure out ways for its big screen films to inspire more streaming content. Recent examples include the HBO Max show Peacemaker, which was a spin-off of the Suicide Squad, as well as an upcoming planned series on Colin Farrell's The Penguin and Gotham City's police force. But the company believes that DC must do more to grow its approach to comic book fare, including bolstering gaming. And I gotta say, that is music to my ears, because the lineup that we already have from DC games is extremely impressive. Rocksteady's making a brand new DC game with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League that involves a bunch of Justice League members and could seemingly set up a Justice League game. WB Montreal is working on a pretty ambitious looking RPG that's open world with online co-op implemented, where you get to play as the Gotham Knights and try and protect the city of Gotham after the death of the Batman. And then more recently, we had the announcement that a Wonder Woman game is in development. It's going to be an open world action adventure where you're going to be playing as Wonder Woman, and it will feature the Nemesis system that is iconic from Monolith's previous games, Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War. So if after this merger, management is looking at the game side of things and thinking that we need to bolster it even more than what's currently in development, well, I gotta say that's very exciting if you're a DC fan, or if in general you're just a fan of superhero games. Of course, at the #1 spot of a game that needs to be made for a DC property, it is absolutely positively Superman. And let me read for you as well another excerpt from this article that leads me to believe that this is a priority as well, and this is something that I'm sure they want to get off the ground as soon as possible. So it mentions here, Discovery insiders believe that although DC has achieved cinematic success with recent films such as Aquaman and The Batman, it lacks a coherent creative and brand strategy. Discovery also believes that several top-shelf characters such as Superman have been left to languish and need to be revitalized. Now, I know that the picture being painted here is specifically for the movies, but when they say that characters like Superman have been left to languish, which is absolutely right when it comes to films, Henry Cavill deserves another solo movie for Christ's sake. But I think it's also fair to point out that that character has sort of been left to languish as well on the game side of things. Superman has apparently gotten a game that was pitched to Warner Bros. Before by potentially Rocksteady themselves, and that was something that was turned down. This is a character with so much untapped potential, and too many people like to dumb it down and use straw man arguments like the character being too powerful for them to make a proper game out of. And that was always a lame argument to me, because there are like 100 different vulnerabilities that Superman has that they can exploit and they can put into the story of the game. Make Metallo the main villain, and all the different minions that you fight across Metropolis have some kryptonite infused into them or something. Maybe if you want to make Lex Luthor the main villain, he injects Superman with something that gives him kryptonite poisoning. He still has the powers of Superman, but he's not as OP as he would be without being poisoned. I know these are super bare bones ideas, but these are literally just off the top of my head. I'm sure somebody with a degree in writing could do a much better job at explaining how Superman in a game could totally work. I mean, check out this gameplay right here. This comes from Unreal Engine 5. This is the city that you saw in that Matrix demo that was released for the PS5. Some people have been tinkering with it, and specifically this indie game developer made a Superman flight simulation with it. And it's unbelievable. I mean, it looks incredible. This is just a small glimpse into what we can get, into the potential of a Superman game. And this only comes from one guy, one indie developer. Who knows what an entire team working at a AAA studio could put together. All the credit goes to Tyson Butler Boschma. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that. I hope that I am not, but all the credit goes to them for the gameplay that you just saw there. I am definitely going to try and get some gameplay of it myself and post it here on this channel. But beyond that, there are so many other characters that I would love to see in open world, or just in general like an action adventure or fun game created out of. The Flash is my favorite superhero of all time, and I would love if they could make some sort of game centered around that character. Green Arrow is definitely a name that gets tossed around a lot. It could act as a spiritual successor to the Arkham games, as that character very much works within the confines of what Arkham games are like. The gadgets would be easy with different types of arrows, traversal would also be easy, and there are a ton of options when it comes to combat and how you could work your way around that. I think a Green Lantern game that's in the same vein of Eidos Montreal's Guardians of the Galaxy would be awesome. A more linear type game that doesn't necessarily have to worry about being open world, but takes you to several different locations across the cosmos. There's so much that can happen from here on out. I am looking forward to the next couple of years when it comes to DC games with Gotham Knights, Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman, but based on what's being said here, it looks like we're just getting started. With that being said, now I want to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. What DC game would you hope gets made the most? Sound off with your thoughts in the comments, and of course, if you enjoyed today's video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support, and I would really appreciate it. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those links are going to be in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.